Welcome back. It is year 13. Hope you're not triskaidekaphobic. Now, others are going to be afraid of year 13, but I ain't scared. You ain't scared. We are embracing, we are excited for AI's takeover of DFS. It is so exciting. It's a breath of fresh air for NASCAR DFS. Pick shows, sim shows, pick articles and tweets, and yes, even spreadsheets. Stuff's been crusty and dusty for a while. One of the things I like to do is pull transcriptions of hour-long DFS shows, then have the AI pull out the picks and analyze what has been said over the hour, and then it spits out nothing because the guy just read ownership off the screen. Pretty amazing. But hey, you do you. I think those shows are going the way of the dinosaurs. Good news, AI is making DFS great again. So hop on board with me, saddle up, ride or die, race for the prize. I tell no lies. This is the People's Podcast, Fantasy NASCAR, for the people, by the people. It is not SimCity. This is, we might be in a simulation, but this is NASCAR. We're talking racing. We are people. We're living life. Now, before I explain the LLM future or learning language models or AI, however you want to use the words, let me just brief you on an experiment I ran. So I took the Phoenix spreadsheet, and you can get the spreadsheet at racefortheprize.com. $250 for the season. February pricing to be announced. I ran it through the LLM, coached the LLM a little bit. And it's just my first experiment, really. Yeah, I mean, I've been using it for a couple years, but not so much for Fantasy NASCAR. And I got it to spit out the exact finishing grid. Guess what, folks? It nailed it. It took my Fantasy NASCAR spreadsheet data, used my information, the back and forth where we manipulated it, massaged it. And guess what? It picked the race winner. It picked 4 of the top 5 drivers. It picked 8 drivers inside the top 11. I fooled around again, briefly, this time with Martinsville. How about this? It accurately predicted Tyler Reddick finishing outside the top 30, and it had Daniel Bryan Hemrick finishing 15th. He finished 17th. Did your projection do that? Did your tout get Daniel Hemrick right? No, no one did, but the AI did. The AI knows. Side note, who's excited about Daniel Bryan Hemrick in the Truck Series? Think he can finally get some wins. I'm kind of pumped about that. Kind of rooting for the kid. Is he a kid anymore? Guy's ancient. He's a dinosaur, speaking of dinosaurs, but hey, that's okay. So it accurately got everything we want. So this is where we say, let's go. Are you with me? We're only going to get better with AI tools. Look, we have the data. We're going to learn the tools. And in the immortal words of the zombies, this is our year. Last season, I predicted that the learning language models would take over. Ding, ding, ding. Well, I mean, look, you don't have to be an expert to know that AI is the future, that these learning language models are going to do anything and everything, from call centers to being your doctor, being able to analyze millions of data points and being able to give you information about cancer screens. So if it's going to be able to solve our cancer crisis, I think DFS NASCAR probably not the toughest thing for these LLMs to do. So it's over for the Sim Bros. They won't let go. Look, just like the Opto Bros before them and the DFS Show Bros before them, they're obsolete, irrelevant dinosaurs. Like, trust me, and my crusty spreadsheet. I know a thing or two about being buried and forgotten. But it looks like AI will resurrect the days of data. The spreadsheet has been reborn. It's year 13 of our Lord. Look, I've seen the DFS industry changes. I've been around a while. Speaking of dinosaurs, this is another sea change. Adapt or die. Sorry, dinosaurs, you didn't adapt. Are you using old tools or new tools? Sims are cool. They had their run, but like every tool, a new tool comes along. Look, there's still a place for Sims. If you want to pay, by all means, have at it. Blindly run the Sims. Hope you get rich. Cool. But the rest of us are racing forward. You want to be falling back? You want to do it old school? It's fine. Throw on your vinyl records. It's all right, man. But I got 3 bazillion digital copies on my iPad. Also, I told you years ago that the live shows were dead. I know no one wants to hear this, But I'm saying this to tell you, we're moving forward with AI. Live shows died. I mean, just look at the videos. Look at the viewership numbers on the videos. Look at the chats. It's 5 people participating. The content in the videos is not usable. It's not useful or actionable. The numbers are embarrassing. And it breaks my heart because I've been a part of these shows since 2013. If anyone's rooting for the shows to live and to breathe and to be a thing, but it doesn't matter if I want it to be a thing, I can't make it be a thing. Fetch isn't a thing. It does. It hurts. Before streaming video was ubiquitous in the DFS space, before YouTube and the cats, we were doing online radio streams, whipping the llama's butt with Winamp. If you know that reference, welcome to Boomer DFS. Accept it, embrace it. I'm not trying to be cool. It's Dad Life DFS. It's okay. The shows aren't going to die. It's just that they're just there. The shows are community hangouts, and that's fine. You want to hang. You want to win? You should be using your time researching and analyzing. It's fun to put in work and to solve the puzzle that is DFS. Trust in yourself. If you don't believe in you, then why play? Like, if you don't believe you can do it, then why are you doing it? Follow you, not chat, not the YouTube influencer. Like, is simming even playing? Like, maybe it's lucrative, but so is the stock market. You got NASCAR knowledge, use it. And I say all this with a heavy heart. I remember the massive audiences on those YouTube channels in 2015. It's the wave of the future. It was going to be big. I was a part of it. I was there on the ground floor. So exciting. I put in the work. And I don't say it with any resentment. I say it with, just didn't happen. Now, remember the hype of new shows coming along and new websites coming along. I remember when DraftKings shipped me a backdrop and lighting equipment. I had made it. We had made it. DFS was becoming a part of the mainstream. Remember when they didn't talk about it when it was semi-illegal in states? And then we had a breakthrough and they were doing all kinds of things and there was new shows and there was wall-to-wall content and tons of different content creators, all with their own flair and all with their own analysis, and now all of that's gone. All these guys that knew their sports and loved their sports and would break them down, it's all gone. It's been whitewashed. It's all vanilla. It's all the same. Anyone with flair has disappeared. Anyone with character is gone. After a decade of DFS, those numbers should have grown. It should just continue to get bigger, right? That's what we all said. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. Well, it only got smaller. Didn't happen. Fewer people watch these YouTube DFS shows today. There's a reason why Roto Grinders fired everybody. There's a reason why Stochastic has gotten rid of just about everybody. Now we're left with a fraction of content providers. It's all the same. It's all vanilla. The shift to sim ownership content exacerbated this decline. The DFS influencers did it to themselves. They didn't realize that hyping the Sims was basically saying their human content was worthless. When you only talk about Sims, when you only talk about ownership, when you're just simply reading numbers off the screen, what did you expect would happen? What did you expect was going to happen? Trust the Sims. So why am I listening to you? Ask the audience. If I just need to listen to the Sim, then why am I tuned in? What do you offer in this YouTube space? There's 5 thumbnails to the right, and all have my eye. The algorithm knows me. It loves me. The Sims aren't dead, but now they're just another tool in the tool bag, along with the optimizers, spreadsheets, you name it, all those things that they invent. Just another tool. And the biggest problem with the Sims is they're not fun. Yes, we want to win money, but sports and DFS are entertainment. Letting a computer make your picks isn't really fun. Hey, it's Friday night. I'll run a sim. And the computer is going to tell me who to pick. And the computer is going to tell me who to root for. Oh, and by the way, it did this for the other sheep too, so we'll all split the GPP. Boy, that's fun. That's some life. Don't computers control us enough? Don't you ever get tired of listening to computers? You want to keep being their slave. Wait, aren't you talking about LLMs? Isn't that a... We'll get to that. You get pleasure by making your picks. That's why the LLMs won. You want to have fun, you want to win? The learning language models are the answer, not the other tools. With the LLMs, you can interact with the data and the AI. It's going to be your process. It's going to be your research that is reflected, not some patented secret algorithm where the sim just gives you something and you don't really necessarily know, well, I clicked on this button and this button to change these things around and I manipulated this toolbar. Yeah, but you really don't know the code that's going on in the background, and you don't know how it's really analyzing the races or analyzing any of your DFS content. But it ran 10,000 times. Cool. That is cool. Me, meanwhile, I'm working with the LLM and selecting certain data points, selecting certain notes, events in the races, highlighting certain trends. And we're going back and forth and working like a team. With the LLMs, you're interacting. More importantly, your limitations are mitigated by the learning language model. You might have forgotten that a poor race result was due to a bad pit stop from a race 2 months prior. And then you inaccurately project the driver's finish. The LLM knows. It remembers everything. It won't make that mistake. It is your co-pilot, your teammate. AI is the DFS BFF. Trademark that, timestamp it, put it in your YouTube shorts, RIP, TikTok. AI is the DFS BFF. Without going into too much detail, here is the future. The DFS players with the data and that know how to work with the LLMs are going to take over. The sim slaves, sim bros, show bros, opto bros, they don't know what's coming. They're Luddites. This is the printing press. This is Gutenberg, not Steve. Although we like Steve. 3-minute little lady, anybody? Come on. What was that Nazi movie he did? He's briefly at the very beginning where they clone Hitler. That's a really interesting movie. They send out all these clones around the world, and then Nazi hunters have to go hunt them down. Pretty cool movie. Back in the 80s. Boys of Brazil. Check it out. There's your reference of the day. This is exciting times. The LLMs take the best of Sims and combine your thoughts, your NASCAR knowledge, or your DFS knowledge. It's not a computer telling you what to do. It is a partnership. The YouTube hang has been replaced. Instead of interacting with a YouTube influencer, you work together with a genius machine that only gets stronger the more you work with it. You train it, it trains you. This is your pet. Give it a clever dog name. At least one kid in every town in the 90s had a dog named Barkley. You remember that? Everyone had a Suns jersey. I even went the full way. You know, I haven't had so much money for school clothes. And, you know, a jersey cost you $40. That's a lot back then. That's a big chunk. Maybe you get 2 jerseys and that's it. Looks like you're wearing old shoes. I said no. No, sir. Give me the 9 Dan Marley Purple Suns, and I'm getting the shorts too. I had the full uniform. I looked like on the first day of school, trick or treat, Dan Marley style. I had the jersey, I had the shorts. I walked into that school and thought I was the coolest person ever. Thunder Dan. In fact, I was the biggest dork ever. No one buys the shorts, but those shorts are really nice. If you had any of those 90s champion replica basketball shorts, I wore those things forever, man. Ever. In hindsight, it's a mistake. Should have got 2 jerseys. I don't know who I would have gotten. Would I got another son? I already had a Larry Bird jersey at that time. Who would I have gone with? Probably Mark Price. Yes. And now we're back to where we began, Phoenix. The Phoenix data spit out, look good. I'm thoroughly impressed with the LLM. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. We, yes, you and I, need to try out all of the LLMs, most of which are free. The data isn't free, but I got you covered. We'll take the practice data, we'll take the spreadsheet data, race notes, our own information, our own analysis. We'll pull from articles all over the world. And we'll let AI cook. I'll do some pods this year. I will not do live shows, but I intend replacing those live shows with the future show. What's the future show? The future show is a lab. You, me, and the spreadsheet subs gather together in a Zoom, work together with the AI. Team effort. Not a crusty show where you're being talked at. It's gather at the water cooler and discuss. It's dudes at the pub. This is the future show. Hope you join me. Hope you join me again for another run. I'll never be number one, but I can be your number one. Let's go.